have you ever had any reservations about any decisions you've made? Because I really admire that. I feel like a lot of people talk themselves out of like taking a leap or doing something that's risky or, trusting their gut,
She's good. She's good.
Thank you.
You and me,
it's the wine.
Bullshit, all the three. She's good. You just tapped into something that, man, like when I went back, when we talk about like coming up in Boston, coming up as a band, I remember going like to the Channel and going to the Paradise and seeing bands and seeing bands that, or being in the Cambridge Music Complex. Cambridge Music Complex was like 2 floors and it was door after door, rehearsal rooms with no insulation. And you'd hear like New Man, these bands like New Man that were coming out at the time and like talented groups. And you'd be like, are we good enough? Like seriously. Like Rick Berlin was a legend in Boston. He rushed right down the hall. We used to go out and listen to songwriting and the lyrics and we'd be like, who the f*** are we? What are we doing in here? We're a bunch of punks. We can't write a song. We don't know. And I remember there's got to be 50, 60 bands in there all trying to live the dream, get to the fucking place, get to the promised land, get a record deal, get a shot, just a shot. And being in Boston wasn't easy because there was no record companies in Boston. It was New York or LA, period. That was it. Even more so LA. How do we get their attention? How do we get them to come see us? How do we get discovered? And those bands were putting out records and stuff, the same bands in the building. I was like, are we talented enough? Do we have the arrangements? Do we have the songs? These guys are writing hooks, they're older. We're like 19 and 20. And I remember what you just said really threw me back because I remember that's where I learned it wasn't just that. It was the want. It was how fucking bad do you want it? And you know how I knew that there was a chance and why it felt right that we were going to surpass all these fucking bands in this place that might be better than us, better songs, more fucking seasoned, is because at 10 a.m. when I woke up there on a road case, sleeping there with rats and everything walking around, and I plugged in my guitar, and I got up, and I walked down the hall, I didn't hear a thing. I heard silence. Meaning what? Meaning that I was the only one sleeping on the cases. I was the only one. I'm almost crying. I'm tearing up, man. This is insane. I've never talked about
that. That was an amazing story.
Wow. I'm tearing up, man. Holy shit. What am I, Oprah? Who are you, Oprah? What's happening here?
I like to dig deep.
She's like she's the velociraptor that comes behind you. I'm staring at you, but she comes up behind you and like just attacks you.
No, but seriously, like I'm thinking about like I haven't never really talked about this. I was thinking about how like we used to have this joke where it's like if you're gonna go, you gotta go all in, and you're not gonna eat. You're not. I remember like I would like seriously. There was a Burger King that you used to walk to. It wasn't that close. You had to walk to in Cambridge, and you sit there with your change and your money. It wasn't like you were poor as me. You're just like I'm not gonna work. This is it for me. I'm gonna do it 24/7. The job is gonna distract from what I gotta do. But how do I eat? Like literally, and we used to like gather coins, change from home, from everywhere. Walk down Burger King, and the day that this deal came out, 2 burgers for 99 cents. Are you kidding me? 2 burgers for $1, but no drink. No drink. Couldn't afford the drink.
You got the water.
Yeah, we call them bubblers, right? Am I wrong? Like fucking East Coast.
Bubblers.
Oh, bubblers, dude.
The bubble is a fucking bubble. Like people use it as water. No, it's a fucking bubble. I'm like, what the fuck is a bubble? Like, but anyways, 2 burgers. That was the meal for the day. That's it. Pennies show up, humiliated, walk in, there's your pennies, you're counting shit, and you get your burger. Meaning what? Meaning I realized that it was like, you can't do it halfway. You got to be all mother in. You write as many songs, because when we would send a shop to a record company, we'd send our 4-song demo, whatever it was, they'd go, great, we want to hear more. All right, motherfuckers, here's another 4 more. We need to hear more. All right, motherfuckers, here's another 4 more. We had 50 songs by the time we were shopping the shit. And the only way to do that was to sleep on a couch, sleep on cases, do what you got to do, and write all day and starve. Starving musician? Yeah, for sure. And yeah, we do some gigs, but those days we paid to play. We'd give them $100, they'd give us $100 worth of tickets. If you guys sell these, or you give us $100, we'll give you $200 worth of tickets. You sell them all by hand, then you make $100. That's how we did the living room. That's how we did the Paradise. That's how we did all that shit. So we could pay, get you 99-cent burgers, right? You look at your burgers for $1. And so when you said that to me, now, does it guarantee you're going to get a record deal? No. There's a lot of great bands that deserved it just as much as we did. But you eat, shit, and breathe it, the chances are higher. Chances are higher. The songs might be better. The songs, you might have more songs. And honestly, when we got the deal with A&M, the guy said to us flat out, he flew out to the Paradise. We did a show. The movie continues. I'm sorry. Where did we get signed? Where did we do the showcase? The Paradise. The place where it began, where I saw Gary for the first time.
Which, by the way, we saw Siobhan at the Paradise because she came and played with Starset as a violinist.
It's very cool. Yeah, it's really cool to hear about it. Yeah.
Where the karma started, the dressing room you get kicked out of, all that shit. What we're doing is an all ages show there, like we did where first time, and they had A&M Records came out, a couple of labels. A&M was the only guy that came up upstairs, and I was just like, he came up, and we were just getting undressed, and we were doing whatever we were doing, and we thought nobody's gonna sign the fucking band anyways. And this dude comes up, his name was Brian Huttenhauer. Why is it important? Not only because found us in a fucking pile of tapes. He was an intern at A&M. What they did with him is his office was tiny, and all they gave him was stacks and stacks of demos and cassettes. And you want to talk about the universe? He said he was playing. He got our 4-song demo that we recorded at Normandy Sound in Rhode Island. Had Play With Me on it. Big Boys Don't Cry. Oh, you're old. Can't think of what the other two were. But he got it, and he's playing it. The president of the label, thank the Lord, had to go to the toilet at that exact moment. Walked by the tape listening room. Door was shut. He heard something. Went back, opened the door. He goes, what is that? He goes, I don't know. It's this band from Boston called Extreme. He goes, put it on my desk. That's simple. Doesn't have to take a shit. What happens? I'm working at fucking Burger King, 99 cents too. I don't know. Right? That's the universe, right? Who knows? So then he sends him out. He says, they're doing a show. He said, he comes up in the dressing room and he says, he's a really shy guy. He's the one that tapped into Temple of the Dog, the Seattle scene, Pearl Jam, and put those guys together, did the Temple of the Dog album with Pearl Jam. And signed Soundgarden, A&M as well. We were signed around the same time. And he comes up to our dressing room and we're like, what do you want, dude? He's like, I was told that if you guys make it through the end of the show and you're not heavily sedated and drugs and pass out to the end of the show, that I'm allowed to tell you that we want to sign you to A&M Records. I'm like, what did you just say? Literally, we were in the dressing room Paradise. We thought he was like, bullshit. He goes, no. You have a record deal if you want it, but then we want to sign you. We're like, what the fuck happened? We were just like, we just did a show at the Paradise and was like, okay, we thought Columbia was there, 3 other labels were there, nobody came up, nobody was interested. And then we were just about to leave to the Azores to go play some gig in the Azores for the first time, just for the summer. Because A&M made an offer, Columbia made an offer. It was a bidding war, 3 labels. We're like, what is that? What just happened?